So the Super Mario movie trailer officially dropped, and man, the internet is on fire. And you can see why, right? The visuals look amazing, the action looks bigger, and getting Rosalina is just fantastic. That's got fans hyped beyond belief. But for me, it's not just the big stuff, it's the little things, the tiny, almost invisible choices that kinda prove Nintendo and Illumination are really listening to the fans and are building something that could be a true masterpiece. So the first thing, obviously, is Rosalina, voiced by Brie Larson, and what I love is how they're showing her, not just as a cameo, but as a real character with power and purpose. There's this shot where she's fighting what looks like a MEGALEG, using her star magic, but what I love is the look on her face. It's total confidence. She's not some princess waiting to be saved. She's basically the guardian of the entire universe. And I genuinely think that fits her vibe very well. And that's such a big deal. Her story in the game is all about loss and finding her new family with the Lumas. She's the emotional heart of the Galaxy story. So having an actress like Brie Larson and showing her as this super powerful figure right away, I think it tells us they get her. And here's what makes this perfect for you guys. Look at her dress. It's got all the star patterns and stuff, but the silhouette looks a lot like Peach. This feels like a deliberate nod to that old fan theory that Rosalina and Peach are related. Who knows they'll actually make it happen, but just seeing that visual is so cool. It shows they're building on the lore fans have loved, and that's exactly what a great sequel should do. Okay, next is the new villain, or I guess the heir to the throne, Bowser Jr. And he's voiced by Safdie, which is just an incredible choice. We see him pop up with his magic paintbrush, which is a direct and glorious callback to his debut in Super Mario Sunshine. He's shown demanding his dad's freedom, which makes perfect sense. In the first movie, Bowser got shrunk down by a mini mushroom and is being kept in that tiny castle prison. But what makes this so smart isn't just the paintbrush itself, it's what it could mean. If you remember Sunshine, Bowser tricked Jr. into believing Peach was his mom and that Mario had kidnapped her. It was a lie that fueled his whole motivation. The trailer doesn't say it, but bringing him in with his signature paintbrush really hints that they might be adapting that surprisingly emotional storyline. And think about it, that makes him so much more interesting than just another bad guy. It gives him this personal, misguided reason to be fighting Mario. He's not just evil, he's a kid trying to save his family. You get what I'm saying? It's a really smart way to keep Jack Black's Bowser in the story without just repeating the same plot. It's an evolution, showing Bowser's legacy continuing through his son, and that's way cooler, at least in my opinion. One of the things I was worried about with the Mario Galaxy movie was how they'd handle the levels, right? But the trailer totally put those fears to rest. I mean, yeah, we see Mario jumping between planets and using launch stars, but it's the specific galaxies they showed that got me hyped. And they're showing us Gusty Garden Galaxy, one of the most beloved levels in all its glory. The vibrant green, the floating apples, the windmills, it's all there. And that's like a promise, a promise we're gonna see one of the most beloved levels ever on the big screen. But here's what's really impressed me. There's another quick shot of what might be Rip Drop Galaxy. So this is probably only the beginning of this huge journey. So we might be seeing plenty of other cool galaxies we love along the way. Also, by the way, Rosalina Desert from Odyssey was confirmed through the trailer. And that is just nuts. So it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So the first Mario movie soundtrack was fun, that all those 80s pop songs, and it worked for the vibe of that film. But Super Mario Galaxy is a completely different beast. I mean, that game has one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. A huge, fully orchestrated score that gives you this sense of wonder and epic adventure. For a lot of the fans, me included, the music is the game. What has me so excited is a huge but subtle sign from the composer, Grant Tyler. At the end of the trailer, after Rosalina defeats MEGALEG, we hear the iconic Gusty Garden Galaxy theme, a clear sign that they're embracing the game's orchestral sound. It's moving away from pop songs and embracing that orchestral magic that defined the game. And that's so important, because the grand emotional scope of Rosalina's story and Mario's cosmic journey that wouldn't hit as hard with like an 80s needle drop in the background. The hint of an orchestral score is a promise to the fans that they understand the music of Galaxy is a core part of the experience. It's a sign they're taking the emotional weight of the story seriously. Okay, so a small detail that's actually a huge deal is how the adventure begins. The trailer opens with the Star Festival at Peach's castle, which is the exact same way the Super Mario Galaxy game kicks off. We see Mario, Peach, and Toad enjoying the celebration before chaos breaks loose, and the castle is attacked. Then we see launch stars appear, sending Mario on his cosmic journey. Why this is perfect is that it shows the respect in the source material's iconic opening. They're not just throwing Mario into space, they're recreating the beloved inciting incident that fans remember. It grounds the start of the story in a really familiar and nostalgic moment. This tells us they understand that how the story begins is just as important as the big action scenes. By starting with the Star Festival, they're showing a commitment to the game's narrative structure. The promise that this isn't just a random space adventure, it's a true adaptation of the Galaxy storyline, and that level of faithfulness is exactly what fans have been hoping for. Now you know who we didn't see at all in this trailer? Yoshi. And I actually think that's brilliant marketing. By not showing him, they're building massive anticipation. Every fan is now asking, where is Yoshi? And when will he show up? It's honestly a masterclass in marketing. Make sure that when he finally does debut, whenever it's in the next trailer or in the movie itself, their reaction is going to be explosive. Plus, it creates speculation about his role. Will he have his classic game sound or will he be voiced by another celebrity? Keeping him hidden just keeps that whole conversation going. In a trailer that was packed with so many reveals, the most powerful choice they made was what they chose not to reveal. The absence of Yoshi speaks volume. Alright, final detail. We're going back to the very beginning of the trailer. Inside Bowser's tiny prison, we see him humming his classic theme for Mario 64, which is great. But look at his little palace, and what they show us is so clever. His walls are covered with his angry paintings. At first, they just look like angry scribbles, but you can actually see what he's been painting. There are this crude drawing of a skeleton Mario, which feels like a clear reference to the skeleton outfit from Super Mario Odyssey. And there are other paintings of him reuniting with Peach. It's more than just a funny gag. It's like we're seeing what's going on in his head. It's been trapped in there, just obsessing and painting his frustration on the walls. His hatred for Mario and his delusion about Peach have just been getting more intense. This detail brilliantly sets up his reunion with Bowser Jr. He's not just some defeated villain waiting for a rescue, he's a powder keg of rage, and his son is about to hand him the match. It's such a smart way to show his mental state without needing dialogue. That's the kind of visual storytelling that elevates this beyond just a kids movie. So yeah, 7 things that have me convinced this movie could generally be perfect. From Rosalina's role to the visual authenticity to even how they're marketing Yoshi. Every choice feels intentional and right. The first movie was a fantastic celebration of Mario, but this sequel looks like it's aiming for a true masterpiece. But that's my take. Which of these 7 things has you most excited? Is Rosalina's power, the orchestral score, Bowser Jr.'s motivation? What sold you on this movie? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I was David, and bye! Have a nice day!